mentioned your dad. He died in 2006.
2006, yes.
And, you know, you're a very public figure and something very deeply personal like that happens. How did you approach that, even like the grieving process, for example?
Yeah, well, I suppose he died of a heart attack, so it was a very sudden death.
Yeah.
Going to work on a Monday morning.
How old was he, Colm?
He was 61, so he was quite a young man. He was still working. So I suppose the shock of that is incredible. You read stories about that. You see things on television. You never think it's going to arrive on your doorstep.
That's right.
And here it comes. So I suppose I was younger. I was probably immature. I probably didn't deal with it really well. Sometimes you can believe that there's a little bit of a chip on the shoulder saying, the whole world is against me. Why did this happen? And you're thinking of reasons why that goes on. And I could safely say it was probably a year or two before I was fully over it, or I was fully back to myself. And even people saw it in me that my morale or my demeanour wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And you can see that, and that happens sometimes without you knowing. But certainly my family and probably the closest friends saw that, you know what, I wasn't 100% there, and maybe that showed in my football and showed on the field, because I just wasn't at the same pomp that I always was.
And again, you had to do that very publicly. Did you ever decide, or not decide, or did you ever at some point think, I better sort this out, I better confront what happened to me in my life?
Yeah, and it probably goes back to football a little bit. I probably had a pretty poor season in 2006. And always in my mind at the end of the year, I go through a little checklist on how I performed, was I at the level. Invariably, you'll measure yourself in Kerry with medals. Did I win anything this year? To a lot of those answers, I was giving myself a fairly low percentage across a lot of things. So I said I needed to get my life back on track. Lifestyle maybe had to change a little bit. Commitment needed to change. So that comes with maturity as well, though, right?
Yeah.